Hello, welcome to another episode of Misty Bay. So we're just starting off with a nice little view looking over the city, the town of Vanuatu. Yeah, things are coming together real nice. Real nice. Again, we're not stressed about the future. Anything too crazy here. We're just getting things together. We can delete this finally and start redeveloping that area over there, because that's another goal of ours. Oh yeah. So we're also going to relocate on the Watu's dump there. It was relatively close to downtown just for the sake of convenience when the town was originally formed, but we're now going to relocate it as well. So we're going to demo this incinerator and empty the landfill. And we're going to relocate their service up here, right on the border of their town. Right on the border. Yeah, and we can start redeveloping a whole bunch of this by the school hopefully soon. So it's not industry anymore. The goal is to move all the industry, or as much of it as we can, to the other side of the river eventually. This is just the way the town got started. Having a bit of a grain problem here for the bakery, so we're just going to add a few barns in here. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Have horrible fire coverage. It's really tough to get them in here. Might just have to throw one in and destroy one of these little commercial buildings, but that's okay. That's what life is. We need the coverage there. It's important. We could really use a bigger capacity one here. We don't have the money. Might have to take a loan or something. Yeah, maybe we'll take a loan. It's important. It's important to get this coverage in here. We also still have this huge residential demand, so once we are done looking at our services here, we'll have to probably get right on top of that residential. A lot of people looking to move in. Yeah, and again here we're going to upgrade the services. Might have to take another loan. No, just really nice to have crematoriums. Being limited to cemeteries can make it quite hard. I find being confined to the tile spaces right off the start really does force you to develop in a specific way. And this is nice. Gets us the look we're going for. And again, this is just how I like to do things. There's no right way. Absolutely no right way. Each way you do things just gets you a different outcome, with different problems you have to solve. There's no right way. It's about figuring out what way you want to do it. I downloaded this portable asset. I thought it would be really handy. It'd be nice to put a few portables in when you don't need a new school, but you're got slight demand. wish they were double wide portables. 2 classrooms. I think it's supposed to be 2 classrooms. They look big enough to have 2 classrooms in them. Just get a few of these down anyways. I'm sure I could edit that with Rico, but I'm not stressed about that right now. There we go. That gave us the educational boost we need. Just a few more. Just a few more. Just a few more spaces. We don't stress here. Absolutely none. I wonder if I could make that portable work for the high school, though. That'd be really interesting. Might just zip through setting this up if it's possible. Yeah, so I guess I probably can't do that. So not gonna worry about that right now. Just get back to playing the game. We do need high school, so I don't know. We don't really have the budget to do anything about it right now, so we're probably gonna have to wait anyways. I really hate taking another loan, but I also don't want to leave them too uneducated. I do like to leave them intentionally uneducated, percentage of the population, but you don't want to fall too far past that yellow into the red there. There could be can run into a lot of issues when that happens. If you meet the yellow, the minimum of the yellow, I find you're fine though. I still don't have enough money after taking that loan to really put in a high school here. A middle school, nope, doesn't count as a high school. No, I think this still counts as a public school, yeah, elementary school. Oh well, we're gonna section off a piece here for the new high school anyways. Because we do need to put one in. So absolutely no stress though. Remember that we're just meeting the demands the town is telling us. The town says we need a new school, so another school shall be built. And I said way back in one of the very first episodes there that education is going to be split between both towns, between Vanuatu and Riverton, so they're going to share, a school board. And so that means they're going to want to concentrate the high schools in Riverton, and they're going to really discourage putting one in Vanuatu. Yeah. So that means that when our demand increases, that means Riverton's going to get another high school or a bigger high school. We're really stuck here. We don't have a high school that's cheap enough for us. Even this city high school costs $30,000. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait. We're almost there. We took a loan and our money is going up, so it won't be long before we have it. That's where it's gonna go. A lot of this education system will be reworked, eventually anyways, in the future. As the city grows, so does the school's needs, educational needs of the city. While we're waiting, maybe we can fill in some of this residential demand, because we do have a fair bit of it. Maybe add in a subdivision back here. Yeah. Just a few more homes. Fill in the space. Nothing too crazy. Just continuing the grid that we have established for this area of town. There we go. So simple. We don't even plan for a lot of these things to happen. They just happen on their own. And we're just reacting. Figuring out what the city needs from us. Still need a little bit more residential, so might draw another block in here. Some weird power lines sitting in the middle of that rail over there. But we're not worried about that over there. Anyways, we've got the 30K, so we can put our school in now, finally. So we'll put this city school in. There we go. That should meet the educational requirements. And a little basketball court here. Give it some entertainment value too. There we go. Looking for the fence. There we go. Real simple. Nothing crazy. Absolutely nothing crazy. You didn't want to snap straight? Who cares? Who cares? The builder who put the fence in that day was drunk. Don't have enough money. It's only a short-term problem. There we go. Absolutely no stress. No stress. We don't come here to stress. We come here to play a game, relax, really get what we want at the end of the day. This is just a game. It's not real life. It's not supposed to be stressful. We come to play this game to relax, to having fun. We don't come to this game for stress. Absolutely do not come to this game for stress. Just gonna name these schools. I don't always do this. Sometimes I forget. A lot of the time I forget. Just a little touch that adds to the game because it's fun to click on a sim and know where they're going. Instead of it just saying public high school, you have no idea. Same with this, right? It's good to know. Good to know. Riverton Public Library. Gonna name the Central Rail Station here. There we go. Real simple. We don't get too crazy here. Absolutely nothing crazy here. Just playing a game. Had a little brain fart there. It's on the Watu. Not on your way there. But I think the gig is up now on how I named this town. There's no mistakes. Absolutely none. And we can't let these little things bother us. I'm just laughing at myself here. Do little dopey things like that. Oh. Man, things are coming together real nice. It's beautiful to just watch the traffic flow through the towns and the cities. I can imagine what it looks like. I can already see it from the road. Sure, this might not be the most ultra-realistic, but that's not necessarily what I'm going for. I'm just trying to simulate the real world look as best as I can within the confines of the game. There are little trademarks and hints that make a city look the way you recognize in real life, that you know is a city. You go in your head, yeah, that's a typical city. Yeah, I recognize it. It's not wonky. It's not futuresque. It's not fantasy. That's a realistic city. But this one won't have, the hyper detail that you'll see in some people's cities, and all the power to them. All the power to them. They have a lot more patience than I do. A lot more patience than I do. That's one of the reasons I play the way I play. It's mostly because I'm a very impatient person, believe it or not. And so I don't want to spend all of our time playing this game just building parking lots and other things like that. So I just try to get little hints of what the whole city would look like. Just give it a feel, feel of that realism, with a mix of the feel of the real game, of the game as well. Because the game has its own natural look of what cities look like, and so we want to kind of play with that as well, the way the developers had in mind, which is why the mechanics work the way they do. So we can't get too stressed about it if it doesn't work like real life. We just have to work with it and make it function the way we want. Make a compromise between realism and functionality. You can't always get both. You can't always get both. Sometimes you can, like here we've got a great working parking lot. This parking lot functions and looks very accurate. But I didn't want to get too crazy, like we could have put a parking lot in the school, and yeah. But I just didn't see a reason for that. That's not what people are reminded of when they look at a school. They don't see the parking lot. What they see when they look at a shopping center is a parking lot. So that's what you're reminded of. So that's what I'm putting there. Just these little hints of realism amongst the game. There's no right way. Like, this is just my way of playing the game to get the look I'm going for. It's about finding what you want your cities to look like and building in a way that gets you the results you want. This is just the way I build to get the results I'm looking for, which is a sort of realistic, functional city. I've made a compromise between function and realism. Just gotta upgrade the capacity of some of these roads, and we're not getting too carried away with the capacity. We're just upgrading them to a 3-lane roads. Nothing crazy here. This will just allow through traffic to get through without having to wait for a lot of turns. We don't even have to signalize these yet with lights. That by itself allowed for more trucks and cars to get through here. It's not about number of lanes all the time. It's not always about having a 5-lane road that comes through here or a 6-lane road. Having more lanes does not mean more capacity. More lanes does not equal more capacity. So I think we'll just end up having to keep this quick setup light here. We'll see if we need to keep it. It might have to stay. Yeah, switch these lanes around. The biggest key to fixing traffic issues is to really pay attention. Let traffic flow. Don't change too many things too quickly. Don't get ahead of yourself. There's always little things you can change first without having to change the road to bigger road. Like this, for example. We don't want crossing here. There's no sense of it. And they can go right through if they're not already. They might be, but now for sure they will be. This just increases the capacity of the road without having to actually upgrade the road to more lanes. Because like I said, more lanes does not equal higher capacity. appears that's probably solved the issue. I think we've solved the issue. There we go. And the traffic issue here is solved. Yes, there's a bit of backup, but the light is long enough to allow the majority of it through. People do not sit here long. Not long at all. Not long at all. And it's clearing up just fine. This is perfectly fine congestion. This is absolutely fine. We're not looking for 100% here. We're just looking for functional mixed with realism. And in real life, no road system is 100%. There are little hiccups that cause a little bit of congestion every now and then. And so we'll allow that to happen. And it appears to be clearing out at a pretty steady rate. Might upgrade a little bit of this section back here, just to give the merging a little bit quicker, a little bit more space. But other than that, I think it's clearing up just fine. Things are moving quite smooth, so I think we're safe to leave it there. Just add a few stop signs to give priority to these roads. I think things are moving fine. This is acceptable. Absolutely acceptable traffic. It's downtown. It's busy. Give these guys a little bit of space here to make a right turn. There we go. Again, we don't need huge roads through here. You notice we didn't even destroy any of our commercial buildings there because we didn't upgrade the road to anything crazy, which is exactly what you'd see in real life. You'd want to preserve these buildings for as long as possible without having to upgrade these roads to anything wider and destroying any of these buildings. Business owners do not like when their business gets destroyed. But there's compromises, right? There's compromises. There's just a few merging things going on that are a little wonky. But I think it'll work itself out. It's pretty clear the rest of the way. It's just this east to westbound traffic that's just a little congested, but it's manageable. Absolutely manageable. I guess it's not really true east to true west, but it's relative. Anyways, I think we'll call it there for a day. Yeah. So we'll see you next time. Bye.